He's back to being the king of the city. He's strictly business, running the city. He doesn't have to be around. The originals are gone. So when we first see him, you'll see him, back to sort of the Marcel that we saw in the pilot a little bit. Yeah.
How far, when you got the script for that, like how far back did you know that was going to happen to Marcel, and how did you kind of prepare for that role reversal with?
Oh gosh, I mean, I didn't know until the final episode of season 3 about biting them and putting them all in boxes, and the only one left was Haley. I thought I really didn't know how it was going to end.
I'm going to stop you there.
Oh my God!
Whatever he's saying,
I was rambling.
Probably bloody talking about how heroic I am, sort of a natural
There's that
leader.
word again.
Yeah, I'm just, if I say it enough times, people will start. God, how heroic was
so
Joseph
heroic.
in that panel? And little do you know,
He
Darren
answered those
browned you into believing it. So there you go.
The hero has landed.
Thank you.
Eagle won.
I'll now be taking questions.
Who is the hero in season 4 then? Who would you say?
Probably, if you ask Charles, he'd probably say Klaus. Probably, as an actor or as a character.
Yeah. My favorite is Klaus, hands down.
And then, He's sort of
so
as
cool.
a leader of the people, probably Joseph.
Joseph
He would say
Morgan.
his words. So,
Yeah.
There you go. You heard it here first.
That's what it is. That's not what it is. No.
Are we going to see any hope that you guys will make up in terms of your characters? Or is that too far along?
I hope not initially, because one of my favourite dynamics to play is when Marcel and Klaus are butting heads. I think that's we have a lot of fun with those scenes where there's more aggression and tension, whether it's like bubbling under the surface or it's vocalized and we're grandstanding against each other.
Yeah, there's more places to go with it, and he's a really good actor to work with. Don't tell him I said that.
Heard it here first.
But
But get that down.
We got it.
Did you record? Are you all recording?
We got it.
Good. Okay. Sorry, you were saying about really good.
He's a really good actor to
Yeah.
work with, and so when I work with him, it just shows how much better I am. Because
Turn them off. Turn them off. This interview's over.
I just own him in every scene.
Man, it is like a challenge though. You know what's funny is it's like it's batting the ball back. It's tennis, man. So like you get out there and Charles does something and I'm like, oh, that's what you're gonna do. Okay, you're gonna bring that. All right. Well, how about this? It's fun.
We really did get to see Klaus's heroic side at the end. Who do you think had more of an effect?
You can't use that word heroic. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
No.
more-
Let her finish. She was sort of talking about Klaus's heroics. Who do I think?
Was it Cammy that really brought that side out of him, or do you think it was Hope?
Probably both. I think honestly, Cammy had a huge. Here's what I believe. Cammy helped Klaus become the father that he was by the end of season 3, and so it is Hope, but Cammy helped him get there. That's what I
A
think.
synthesis of the two.
Yeah.
Michael was talking about how he almost liked the darker side of Klaus. He wanted to explore more of that. Do you think, having spent 5 years daggered, do you think he'll kind of be, a little rough?
Yeah. Michael wrote episode 1 for season 4, and we explore some of that. We get a glimpse, definitely, of that anger that has built up over the last 5 years, and we've actually got some lovely stuff together, me and Charles, in episode 1. So looking forward to shooting that, showing him up, probably teach him a thing or two as well while I'm there.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
The time jump, when you guys found out there was going to be a time jump, was that an interesting challenge for you guys to take on, to have your characters have evolved in the real world and also in the real estate?
Not difficult, it's just a thing to remember. Like my relationship with Vincent when I come, we're working together now, where before we were at odds, we were forced to be together. But now we voluntarily, work together. We negotiate more. And then the other thing is just to sort of think about emotionally where the characters are at, if they're not on the edge anymore, tension is gone, but I don't know, different for you.
Yeah, it's different for me. I've been a seething, boiling pot of rage for the last 5 years, waiting for someone to pop the top off and get a face full of boiling water.
Really that way. Aim it that way.
Oh, here it comes!
Aim it towards Elijah.
I think it's a wonderful opportunity for us because we have a truncated season of 13 episodes, and there's been a 5-year time jump. So really, this is going to be kind of a standalone chapter, and I feel like that's nice. I'm always, I read a lot, and I'm a huge fan of this trilogy, starting with The Passage by Justin Cronin. And in The Passage, he suddenly jumps forward like 90 years. And at first, reading that, I was like, oh no, wait, I want to know what happened for in the last what about the last 90 years? But then you realize that everything that has been previous to that has informed what you're reading now. And so I think you've got the backstory, you've got the history, and now we're going to find out, how that informs our characters when we find them, and that to me is exciting and interesting.
But there will be a Facebook and Twitter pages that will make up for the characters, so you can scroll through the timeline on Facebook and see, oh hey, Marcel went on vacation to Bali.
Look at that.
So we saw the addition of Freya into the mix and Marley. How was that, considering you guys have been that core cast for so long, and then adding her as an important
Terrible,
member?
We shunned her for a long time,
For
but
a
she
long
wouldn't go
time, we
away.
wouldn't speak her name, and she kept hanging around. Oh,
She was
guys,
like a feral cat.
Come on,
We fed her
please, let me
once.
be a part of this show.
Yeah.
All right, so eventually we made her kind of, pass an initiation ceremony where she had to walk from one end of the stages to the other naked with her hair cut, and we all shouted shame, 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 and kind of spat on her, revealed ourselves to her, and then by the end she was part of the family.
Familiar somehow.
No, we came up with it.
Yeah, we are original.